Well, hello everyone. My name is Jonathan Villaman, and I am co-chair, associate director at large for AIA Florida. Welcome to another Friday Facts installment, where I cover and attempt to summarize AIA's Florida and AIA in general related topics of the week, and sometimes some random articles that I find interesting that I would like to share with you all. Some general housekeepings before we go into it. Some of the information I'm presenting here is from a personal point of view, and it may not completely line up with AIA's Florida stance or any other entity that may appear within the video. I will make the effort to make it clear when I'm expressing personal opinions, and also any businesses that I mention within the video does not mean an endorsement, nor am I getting paid to promote them. I'm just sharing information as I see it. So, for this week's topics, we only are covering AIA's Florida Friday Facts email, and for that we have DeSantis signing SB 1060, the Good Samaritan bill, also DeSantis reappointing three to the building commission, and finally on the DeSantis front we have another article that states that he may skip the cabinet for the DEP. Additionally, we have an update on People's Choice, the 2021 I-code changes that are available, and how to submit comments for the next edition of the Florida Building Code, a recap of the Foundation for Architecture Raffle, and some new sessions that are available at convention. Additionally, AIA announces the 2021 election results, and finally, NCARB by the numbers, the 2021 edition, another report by NCARB. If there's a particular topic you prefer to jump to, please follow the timestamps provided, along with some additional useful links. This week, I added timestamps for each Friday Fact topic, and once again, if there's a particular topic that you'd like to jump to, the timestamps in the description will take you there, or the link farther below will take you to the content itself, if there is one. I would like to remind everyone to please take a look at the link for the calendar for any upcoming events, as I will not be covering it this week as it hasn't changed from the previous week. DeSantis signs SB 1060, Good Sam bill. Senate Bill 1060, which limits the liability of engineers or architects responding to a declared emergency, was signed by Governor Ron DeSantis on Thursday. The bill limits the liability for architects and other structures specialists volunteering their services during a declared disaster. The so-called Good Samaritan bill has long been sought by AIA Florida and other organizations, and was a major legislative victory for the association during this past session. DeSantis reappoints 3 to Florida Building Commission. Governor Ron DeSantis announced Tuesday the reappointment of W. Gray Marker II, Michael Bure, and Paul Jones to the Florida Building Commission. W. Gray Marker II of Fort Lauderdale is Chief Executive Officer of Marker Construction Group, a general contracting and construction management firm based in South Florida. He has been a licensed general contractor in the state of Florida for the past 20 years and is a member of the Associated Builders and Contractors. He earned his bachelor's degree in building construction from the University of Florida. Michael Bure of Fleming Island has been the president of Bure Construction Group since 2004. He is president of the Florida Home Builders Association and serves on the Clay County Planning Commission. Bure served in the Marine Corps and earned an honorable discharge and received his bachelor's degree in construction management from the University of Florida. And finally, Paul Jones of Jacksonville is the president and chief operating officer for WWK Mechanical Contractor Incorporated. He is a certified plumbing contractor, certified mechanical contractor, and a certified general contractor. Jones earned his bachelor's degree in building construction from the University of Florida. These appointments are subject to confirmation by the Florida Senate. DeSantis may skip cabinet for DEP pick or the Department of Environmental Protection. Ron DeSantis suggested on Tuesday he may only get legislative approval for next Secretary of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Agriculture Secretary Nikki Fried, also a candidate for governor in 2022, asked in a cabinet meeting about DeSantis' plans. "It's an executive appointment," DeSantis replied, and quote, "So that's our prerogative, and we'll do it when we want to, and we'll let folks know about it." Fried then said the appointment required cabinet approval, to which DeSantis disagreed. And I quote, "I think if you actually look at the Constitution, it says either the cabinet or the legislature, the Senate." End quote, DeSantis said. And to begin a quote again, "The statute said both, but there's an argument that it conflicts and that it would be one or the other. My sense would be the legislature would retain their authority rather than give the cabinet authority. So that would be a live issue potentially if we end up with a conflict." End quote. AIA Florida aggressively lobbied for the state to have both the Secretary of DEP and a Chief Resiliency Officer, each in their separate office, to help Florida manage climate change and sea level rise. And of course, there are two articles, one by the SafeFireReview.com, which looks into this. And of course, if you'd like to read a little bit more about it, the links are going to be provided down in the description below, as well as another article by TampaBay.com, which also had a report on this particular topic, actually related topic, on the and I quote, the title of the article says, "DeSantis should appoint a powerful statewide resilience officer who will tackle Florida's growing climate challenges." And this was an opinion by John Paul, or J.P. Brooker. Coral Gables Museum takes lead in People's Choice competition. The Coral Gables Museum, a former fire station built in 1939, was reimagined by JLH Architect in 2011 and now houses the collections of the Coral Gables Museum. It's also holding a commanding lead in AIA's Florida People's Choice competition, showcasing buildings built for one purpose that are now being used for another. If you click on the link provided in the description below, it will take you to the People's Choice, in which you will get to vote for your favorite building or adaptive reuse building. Anyways, that'll do it for the People's Choice. Just make sure you can vote, and you can vote often. I believe you may be able to vote more than once, but please double check me on that. You can vote for more than one building, and there it is. You may vote as often as you like. So if you have some time and you really like that building and you wanted to make it an exciting race, just go ahead and click and vote and make it fun. And for the 2021 I-code changes are now available. The most current updates of the international codes and the National Electric Code are now available for review and general comments via the Florida Building Commission website and Building Code Information System. The comment period will end on July 1st. If you receive this email, once you click this particular link, it will take you to a website that looks sort of like this. I don't know if this is on my end or they're going through the redevelopment, but it looks pretty bare. In any case, this is where the information is. And if you click on that first link there, which I'll leave down below, you'll be taken to this particular PDF that will show you how to access the information in the comments that you need. You read through it and you'll be able to kind of follow along and access those things. However, the other one, a little bit more important in my personal opinion here, it's the comment submittal quick reference guide. And this is something that, you know, all that are listening to this, and just about anybody that is fairly familiar with the building code, can comment on proposed modifications and can submit proposed modifications to the Florida Building Code. This, of course, is for the 8th edition, so in about 3 years or so, 2 years, it's when they close it, and then on the 3rd year, it's when it takes effect. In any case, it'll take you through this process on how to look for modifications and how to comment on modifications. However, something here is that You do not need to register in order to look at modifications, but you do need to register in order to make a comment on any particular proposed modification. The registrations are pretty easy, pretty straightforward, from what I can gather here. And if you have any issues, you can of course reach out to the Florida Building Code, the Florida Building Commission, and ask for help. You can always call the number here, but I take it that it's pretty easy and pretty straightforward. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can do it now. Let's see, if you click on that link, it'll take you to this website. Commission meeting streaming, that's not what it was. Proposed code modifications, you click on that. Then you can do a submit a proposed code modification. Let's say we want to do that now. And let's say we're not registered. For most people you might be, but even if you're not, let's say you're not registered, and let's see, click next to see how quickly and the sort of information that you need. The required fields are the login, password, first and last name, mailing address, city, state, so on and so forth, primary number, email contacts, and it may ask you for professional associations that are available here. All right. Just a quick look through here. And then of course any interest area that you may have in particular. Once you fill that information, you click next and it'll take you through the steps. So I don't know that it gets a little more personal than that, but it looks like it may not. Of course, I'm looking here for American Institute of Architects here. Listen up. Foundation for Architecture holds raffle. AIA's Florida's Foundation for Architecture is hosting a raffle drawing sponsored by Crawford Tracy Corporation for a chance to win a Mac Pro and great Apple accessories. Tickets are on sale and proceeds benefit the Foundations for Architecture in Education program. The Architecture in Education program is a STEAM-focused, Florida standards-based educational program presented by the Florida Foundation for Architecture. It's a dynamic 8-week curriculum enriched program that matches professional architects with classroom teachers in Florida. It sharpens a student's math, social studies, art, and other core academics with real-life, project-based learning. The more tickets you buy, the better chances you have to win. Simple math there. The drawing will be Saturday, July 17th at AIA's Florida Convention and Trade Show at the Hilton Bonnet Creek in Orlando. But you don't have to be present to win. Buy your tickets online and we'll get in touch with you if you're the lucky winner. One ticket costs $15, 3 tickets, you'll get it for $39 instead of $45. 5 tickets for $60 and 10 tickets for $100 instead of $150. So the more tickets you buy, the cheaper it is per ticket if you bundle them up. The Apple packages include a Mac Pro 16-inch display, an Apple Magic Trackpad 2, colored space gray, an Apple AirPods Pro, free Apple News and Music for 6 months, and a 3-month subscription to WebRoot Internet Security. Once you click on the link below down here, it'll take you to this sign up page, if you call it that, where you get to order your tickets. And as usual, links will be provided down in the description below. AIA announces the 2021 election results. 3 new leaders were elected to the American Institute of Architects Board of Directors today, as in Friday the 18th. AIA delegates elected Emily A. Grandstaff Rice, FAIA, of Boston Society of Architects, AIA, Massachusetts, as the 2022 first vice president and 2023 president-elect. Timothy C. Hawk, FAIA, of AIA Columbus, AIA Ohio, as the 2022-2023 treasurer, and Kevin M. Holland, FAIA, of AIA Los Angeles, AIA California, as the 2022-2024 at-large director. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about each particular person, I encourage you to come to the email and read it. And if you do not get these emails, well then stay on as I read along. Grandstaff Rice has held a variety of leadership positions at AIA National. In 2017, she was elected to serve as the 2018-2020 at-large director. She also chaired the Equity and Future of Architecture Committee from 2017 to 2020, and the Equity in Architecture Commission from 2015 to 2016. In 2014, she was president of the Boston Society of Architects. Grandstaff Rice is a senior associate at Arrow Street in Boston. Her design work has spanned academic, hospitality, institutional, and commercial projects. She has a Bachelor of Architecture from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute and a Master's of Liberal Arts in Educational Technology from Harvard University. Timothy C. Hawk, FAIA, serves as a 2019 to 2021 at-large director on the national board. He has also supported the organization in a number of other roles, including chair of the Government Advocacy Committee from 2019 through 2020. Member of the Finance and Audit Committee from 2020 to 2021, as well as the Strategic Planning Committee from 2018 through 2019. And in 2019, he served as the president of AIA Columbus Board of Directors. He is the president of WSA Studio in Columbus, Ohio, and the firm partners with clients to design spaces that drive organizational change, attract top-tier talent, and build community. Hawk received his Bachelor's of Architecture and Master of Architecture from the Ohio State University. Kevin M. Holland, FAIA, has supported AIA National, AIA Los Angeles, and the National Association of Minority Architects, i.e. NOMA, in a number of capacities. Since 2020, he has been the secretary for AIA Los Angeles Board of Directors. He has also served as a member of AIA National's Government Advocacy Committee from 2016 through 2018. Additionally, Holland has served on NOMA's Board of Directors as the immediate past national president from 2017 through 2018. First Vice President and President-elect from 2013 through 2014. He was also NOMA's Midwest Region Board of Directors Vice President from 2009 through 2012. Holland is the managing principal of K. Michael Architects, LLC in Los Angeles. He is committed to providing quality design to all income spectrums. Holland received his Bachelor's of Science Architecture from the University of Virginia and Master's of Architecture from the University of Michigan. Thanks for listening. I hope you continue to enjoy this video. And on NCARB by the Numbers 2021 edition, NCARB releases the COVID-19 report. The COVID-19 pandemic has profoundly impacted industries around the world, and NCARB's data suggests the field of architecture is no exception. Factors like the March 2020 closure of parametric test centers, the transition to remote work for many firms, and changes in demand for architectural services are key factors to consider when analyzing licensure trends during the year. Through 2020, NCARB carefully tracked candidates' progress through the Architectural Experience Program, or the AXP, and the Architect Registration Exam, or very famous AREs, as well as other key licensure metrics to understand how the pandemic was impacting their ability to meet career goals in real time. This special report offers a month-by-month review of those key metrics compared against averages from the previous 3 years, that being 2017 through 2019. If you'd like to learn more on your own, follow the link I will be providing in the description below, Or if you have some time to look at the phone or look at the screen, I'll be doing a bit of an overview here. Whether it's very deep or not, we'll see. But at the very least, I will be mentioning some of the numbers. So if you want to stick around, here I am on this web page. And the test center closures led to a decline in ARE deliveries, as we would all expect. And that was a negative 44% change. That means in exams taken in 2020 were 29,394, and the ARE completions in 2020 were 2,702, down 42%. The uncertain economy limited candidates' opportunities to gain experience, and this caused a 20% decline reported work experiences through the AXP. We also got fewer candidates made progress on their path to licensure in 2020. 33% fewer candidates started path to licensure, and 40% fewer new architects. You can see the graph here. The number of candidates submitting AXP reports initially dropped in spring 2020 as COVID-19 began spreading throughout the United States, followed by a slight recovery over the summer. Following historical trends, the number of candidates submitting for experience dipped again in the fall, but remained consistently below the previous 3-year average. Just over 25,000 candidates submitted experience reports in 2020, compared to the previous 3-year average of 31,400, presenting a 20% drop across the year. I will jump a little bit here just to show you some of the graph. This graph is the exam deliveries impacted by March-June 2020 and test center closures. The 2017 through 2019 is the black line, and the 2020 is the blue line. If you can see that dramatic kind of dropped, of course it came back up again, but nonetheless it stayed below the previous 3 years. Shown in the graph here is the number of new architects declined amid the pandemic. Once again, that large drop as expected. Of course, it came back up to more or less meet the previous 3 years, but kind of still below it, or below them. And the fewer candidates started the path to licensure during the pandemic. Once again, as expected, but then again, it stayed well below the previous 3 years. Once again there, a negative 43%. And the initial licensure applications declined with March-June 2020 test center closures. I think that we can keep looking at these graphs, but most of them are going to be telling the same story. Another interesting bit of information here is the reciprocal licensure applications that see a modest decline actually and recovery in 2020. So as it falls on the 3 averages, actually you can see here even on June 2020 it kind of dipped a little bit above it, and even now on December 2020 it's actually a 68 increase of reciprocal licensure applications. Doesn't give us a lot of information as to which states got them or which ones from which to which states and so on and so forth. I'm sure that that's something that maybe they could go into at some point later on if somebody asks. But nonetheless, I will not bore you with reading bit by bit of this report. Just to kind of let you know that if you choose to do so, you're more than welcome to follow the links and read through the entire thing. Well, thank you for taking your time. I hope you found this video helpful. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.